We'd like to welcome you to the annual Staff Awards of the New York Public Library. Let's hear it. Do we have Bronx in the house? I can't hear you. Bronx? Do we have Staten Island in the house? You're further away, so you have to be a little louder, right? Do we have Manhattan in the house? How about our central admin teams? All right, terrific. Research? All right, terrific, great. I'd also like to say hello to all of the teams that are watching our live stream. Let's say hello to them as well. Terrific. I'm very aware of the fact that we give away free books to those of us who are in person at breakfast, and I'd like to give something to a team that is watching us live. So, if you are watching us live, we would love for you to take a team picture, fully engaged with today's award ceremony, and email it to me, and we will announce a winner. My judge will judge who the winner is of a prize for your team. So please take a picture of your team watching the awards and send it to me, Craig Senecal. All right. So you have been watching all of the nominations. So if you wondered whose names and the blurbs that were up on the screen, those are all of the people who were nominated. And of course, we can't give everybody an award, but we do like to recognize as many people as possible. If you didn't get a chance to witness all of those names, they will be posted on Lair by the end of the week so that you can see all of the nominations. All right. I have to thank my volunteer team. Maura Muller, who was my team lead at putting this together. Let's give her a round of applause. Not easy to put it together, the Academy Awards of the New York Public Library, but she did it with the help of Andrew Cohen, her volunteer assistant, Gretchen Smith, Kara Milnemau, Isabel Gomez, the special events team, we can't do it without them, Serena in AV, public programs, and of course facilities for helping us get the room together. We appreciate all of you. And probably someone who has one of the hardest jobs is Jonathan Blanc, who takes all of the portraits of our winners. He is... Oh. He has about 3 days to make it in person, to take everybody's picture and zoom around 3 boroughs. So thank you, Jonathan. We really appreciate it. All right, so without further ado, we have 12 winners today, and I want to get right into it. But I'd like to introduce our new Chair of the Board of Trustees, Abby Milstein.
Good morning, and Happy New Year. I'm Abby Milstein, and I'm honored to be the new chair of New York Public Library's Board of Trustees. If I look familiar to some of you, it's because I have been coming in and out of the Schwartzman Building and other library sites since the mid-1980s, first as a volunteer, and then for the past 25 years or so as a trustee. So I'm very familiar with the library's wonderful work and the commitment of the extraordinary staff. I grew up in Pittsburgh, the city where Andrew Carnegie made his fortune and built the first of thousands of free public libraries. I was fortunate to have parents who valued books and reading and libraries, visits to the bookmobile that stopped on my corner, our local branch, and the large central library who cherished parts of my childhood. In fact, the director of the library system in Pittsburgh was our next-door neighbor, and he and his wife became good friends with my parents. I had vivid memories of listening in on adult conversations in our living room about the importance of free public libraries. It's a special pleasure to begin my tenure as chair with the Staff Service and Leadership Awards, acknowledging the dedication and professionalism that anchor the New York Public Library's mission. A sincere thank you to the many staff members who have submitted nominations for these awards. Your appreciation of your colleagues and the effort you have put into celebrating your colleagues' achievements make these awards so meaningful On behalf of the entire Board of Trustees, I bring huge congratulations to the exceptional individuals and teams who won awards this year. I regret that I was unable to be with you in person this morning, but I look forward to seeing you all in the years ahead. Thank you again to everyone who works at the library. We're grateful to you and inspired by all you do for the public. And now I'd like to hand it over to the president of the library, Tony Marks.
Good morning. So first, thanks to Abby, and congratulations to her on her new role as chair of the New York Public Library Board of Trustees. I know she's so sorry she couldn't be with us this morning, which is surprising since she's been everywhere in the system, it seems, just meeting with folks across the board. Her commitment is amazing. It has been the case for a long time, and now we're so honored to have her as chair. And let me just say, people don't always understand what goes on between the institution, its staff, its senior staff, and its board of trustees. And I'll just say that the partnership between the chairman of the board and the president and the senior staff is an essential one for making this institution work in the way that it does. And so it's amazing and wonderful how well it's working, and thank you to Abby. First, I'm here, of course, as we all are, to congratulate the staff and teams who've won the awards. Your service to the city, to the people who rely on us, is remarkable. This is the first time in 3 years that we have gathered in person for this beloved event. You know, it's just amazing to be here in the physical spaces that we represent. Iris, you and your team, I mean, what you have done, what you're doing throughout the system, but that you could just see in this building, just walk around, what it means as an investment in the future, in the institution, and in the city is amazing. The other thing that's so powerful is, you know, the buildings are amazing, but what they're for are for the people who come. And in this instance, for us to gather as a staff after 3 such crazy hard years is just very moving for all of us, and for those of us joining online. I hope you're gathered together in branches and elsewhere if you couldn't be here today. During those 3 years, you have been there throughout. From education programs to ebooks, from exhibitions and special events and new collections. When the world needed books and documents, as always, you were there, finding new ways to deliver. When society looks to close down opportunities to read or to learn, banning books, trying to close down special events or programs that represent a point of view that they don't agree with, you step up. We are here, you are here, to ensure the right of all comers to learn. When society closes down, we open. When society tries to constrain opportunity, we reassert it. When society tries to limit learning or contain compassion, we push harder. You do that every day. It's not about the speeches. It's about the work that you all do. And the amazing team that makes that possible. I just want to say that while we're here to exemplify and celebrate particular forms of extraordinary dedication and service, I believe that is true of all of you, of all of us. And that's in part because of the sense of team, how it feels to be back together. I can just say for myself, I've never felt prouder of the group of people I work with, work for, and what it feels like every day to know that we're working to improve everything that this institution can offer. I went off script. Thank you. Of course, I want to thank, for today in particular, as always, Craig Senecal and Maura and the HR team, all of you who took time to nominate their fellow staff members and served on the awards selection committee. A special thanks to the Fader family. Ruth and Arthur were close friends and supporters of the library for over 45 years. True New Yorkers. Ruth was part of the library's volunteer leadership for many years, and they were both generous conservators and involved in so many ways. This is the first time we have met for this beloved event without Arthur and Ruth with us, and we are thinking of them and delighted that you are here and carrying on this amazing tradition. Ruth and Arthur established the Bertha Franklin Fader Award in 1988 in honor of Arthur's mother, Bertha, who was the first in the history of the New York Public Library to give any tangible recognition for outstanding librarianship. We just forgot. Thank you for reminding us. The Ruth and Fader Award was established in 2007 by Ruth and Arthur's children, Leslie, Andrew, and Gwen. They founded that award in appreciation of the Fader's devotion to the library's community and in celebration of the 20th anniversary of the original Fader Awards. Like the Bertha Franklin Fader Award, this award was also the first at the library, also reminding us of what it means to celebrate with each other and to celebrate being together. Before we move into the awards, and I'll get out of the way, we've lost 8 members of the library family, and I just want to signal them out amongst our colleagues: Mark Alonso, Yolanda Bogan, Kathy Koblenz, Aurelia Frank T., Nancy Kendoian, Eric Quillian, and Regina Valentine. Just this week, adding, tragically, Aaron Daba, and I will include in that list of great staff colleagues the loss of Arthur and Ruth Fader, and ask that we just take a minute of silence. Thank you. Thank you on behalf of all of us, the chiefs that are here, your colleagues, the trustees, the city, the citizens of New York. And back to you, Craig.
The Bertha Franklin Fader Award.
First of all, Michael is great. What I mean by great, Michael loved his job. He loved what he's doing.
From the beginning, Michael he actually formed a commitment, not only to the NYPL, but most specifically to the Schomburg Center, to the vision of Arturo Schomburg.
He's exceptionally thorough, and his records are eloquent in the way they wrangle the history of the collection into digestible overviews.
Access to the collections has been enhanced so greatly by what he brings to it.
He did the Austin Hanson collection, the Morgan and Marvin Smith collection, the Helen Johnson Armstead collection. Just these collections alone, if you add all the items up, they amount to 38,000 individual items that he counted, arranged, mylar'd, and described.
When he does presentations in a class setting or in some kind of public presentation, Michael's deep knowledge of the collections is always fun to hear because he tells the stories of photographs in a way that makes it very engaging.
A researcher come here and the researcher asks for something, needs something, you could call Michael and he will let you know exactly where the thing is.
If you ask him a question about any subject, then you better buckle up because he will take a deep breath and then he will list off no less than 20 collections that he knows off the top of his head that will suit your research needs.
He's just so willing to share his knowledge with all of us.
It's really through this excellent librarianship that Michael has made a direct impact on the field of African American studies.
You are and have always been an asset to the Schomburg Center and the New York Public Library.
He's beloved by everybody here at the Schomburg.
He's excellent. I don't even know. He's our own. I don't know what to say about him. He's good.
Michael Mary. Welcome to the stage, Michael Mary.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. I have a few words here. First, I would like to say thank you to the family of Ruth and Arthur Fader for establishing the Bertha Franklin Fader Award in recognition of excellence in library public service. I also wish to express my gratitude to my colleagues who consider me worthy of this award and place my name in nomination. I am both honored to be here and grateful to be a recipient of this award. When I began my career over 30 years ago with the New York Public Library, I did not anticipate my long commitment to public service. As a staff member of the Photographs and Prints Division at the Schomburg Center for Research in Black Culture, I developed a great appreciation for the diverse histories and cultures of the people of the African diaspora, as well as the importance of the Schomburg Center as an internationally recognized research center and cultural repository. In the years that followed, as a photo cataloger, public service librarian, and acting curator, I believe that I have contributed in some way to Schomburg Center's commitment to reference services, building a digital presence, providing access to invaluable resources, supporting education and scholarly programs, producing excellent exhibitions and archival presentations, and advancing public outreach to both library users and the local community. This has given me the opportunity to both share knowledge with others and in turn, learn much from the individuals that I've encountered. It has been a fulfilling experience. I would like to acknowledge my Schomburg family, who have been my friends and colleagues in guiding me through this experience. First and foremost, I would like to acknowledge the staff of the Photographs and Prints Division, who have given me years of their expertise, dedication, and moral support, especially my valued longtime colleagues, Anthony Toussaint and Lyndon Anderson. And as well, the former curator, Mary Earwood, who was my mentor and introduced me to the rich legacy of Black photography.
I would also like to acknowledge the curators and division chiefs who, specifically when I was curator, gave me valuable advice and encouragement. And to my many other friends and colleagues, the librarians, library technical assistants, specialists, and fellow catalogers, as well as those in public affairs, education, administration, facilities, and security. Thank you for your insights and your camaraderie. Being that I will be entering retirement at the end of next week, I will miss being with you all very, very much. Finally, I wish to note that while a career in public service can have its complicated moments, it has been often quite rewarding. One of these moments was when a former Harlem resident visited the Photographs and Prints division after having some difficulty in locating images of her late relative who attended the Mary Bruce Dance School in Harlem. I helped her navigate the catalog record and the finding aid for the collection of photographer Austin Hanson, who documented Harlem's people, life, and history for over 60 years, including local dance schools. He was also the first collection that I processed and cataloged. Much to her delight, she not only discovered images of her relative at the Mary Bruce School, but previously unknown images of another relative attending the same dance school. The reason I have valued library public service has been the feeling that I can provide some guidance to anyone seeking knowledge and possibly help set the stage for them to explore further. And choosing that career route has been one of the best decisions of my life. Thank you very much.
The Bertha Franklin Fetter Award.
Amanda is a great librarian.
One thing that stands out to me is her special relationship with our patrons.
Just such a great and versatile reference librarian.
And people will ask for her by name because they remember how helpful she was.
Patrons who have very little familiarity with computer technology, she is so patient and helpful and in finding ways for them to get what they need.
Works hard to make our patrons feel like they're represented in our collection.
Her work on blogs and research guides that highlight this include pieces on Jewish cookbooks, LGBTQ plus Jews, Black Jews, Holocaust genealogy, Yiddish music and theater.
And now if you look in our room, you see like compilations from female voices, from LGBTQ voices. And I really see a difference in how our patronage responds to what's on the shelves.
She gives her time freely to help everyone, to collaborate, to mentor, to contribute to projects.
I just always feel like, I can bring any issue that I have to Amanda and she'll care about it and she'll try to help. And that's not a small thing at all. It's really something I value.
And she is so busy. She has so many projects going on, but she somehow always manages to make herself available for us.
She is really an incredible asset for our institute.
I mentioned I work at the library. They say, "Oh, do you know Amanda?" or Miriam Kaya, which is her Yiddish name. And I'm always so proud to say, yes, I do.
And I just really like that we're putting her on a pedestal, at least on this day, so that she can really see how thankful we are for her.
I hope I've said thank you enough because you deserve it.
Amanda Siegel. Welcome to the stage, Amanda Siegel.
Thank you so much. I'm truly honored. I didn't prepare a formal speech, but I just want to say thank you to the library, and thank you especially to my team, to my supervisor, Carmen, to Nora, Kathy, and Jean Marie, and C, and Mila, and everyone in the MD LHG team, and just everyone in the library. I never imagined that I would be here today, and it's just a great honor for me. And I want to thank also the Feder family for this honor, and it's just wonderful. So thank you so much. I'm truly honored and humbled to receive this.
The Ruth and Arthur Feder Award.
I think he exemplifies the very best qualities of a librarian.
He is a wonderful person that is so patient, so kind, so calm. He has grace under pressure.
Ask NYPL receives inquiries from anyone about everything, from the youngest to the oldest patron. And no matter the question, Bernard attends to each inquiry with curiosity and a great care.
Bernard is really an inspiration and a great teacher. He teaches the staff. He's taught myself so many important lessons about public service, about librarianship.
Whether it's combing the shelves in our Ask NYPL office for the books about that reference question that they are looking for the answer to, or going into the stacks at the Stephen A. Schwarzman building, he will find that quote that the patron is looking for, or he will search online, Google Books, websites, encyclopedias, databases. He will leave no stone unturned to find the answer to that question, and I admire him so much for that.
He deeply cares about the profession and doing the most for our patrons and staff.
He is so generous with sharing his knowledge with us, and I appreciate that so much. I'm a better person for knowing Bernard and having Bernard in my life. I
really value his friendship, his leadership, and his knowledge. And Bernard, congratulations. The award is so well deserved. I couldn't think of a better candidate. Well done.
Bernard Van Marseveen. Welcome to the stage, Bernard Van Marseveen.
Well, thank you. Yeah, and hi everyone here. Thank you all for coming. Hi to everyone out there in TV land. I guess just one question. Are you sure you got the right Bernard Van Marseveen here? Thanks. I think it was William Blake who said, fool, folly, persist, wise, something like that. Still working on the wise part. I'll start with a quick sorry to all the people who have emailed me and I haven't replied. I meant to get back to you. I will try harder next time. Sorry about that. Also a quick thanks to the Feder family, to my family, my friends, bosses, co-workers, past and present. Thanks, of course, to the Ask NYPL team. Can't do it without you. Really, thank you so much. Good work. So many names, so little time. Jesse Lee Johnson, Harriet Shalat, Martin Paperman, Joe Carlson, Robert Goldstein, Rich Gavilan, Tara Q. Thomas, and my two favorite people, my wife and my son Willem. You've all taught me how much I have to learn. Also, a quick thank you to all the patrons and staff who ever called or emailed or chatted or sent a text or accosted me in the hallway as I'm trying to get to lunch. It's your questions that keep me going, not just for the metrics, but also because I know how hard it can be to ask hard questions. And I hope that I've been able to honor your courage with a true and useful answer. And I also hope I've managed to keep up the high standards of this great library, managed to further the reputation of NYPL as a place for anyone and everyone to bring their questions. I don't know if I thank the Fader family, but if I haven't, yeah, thank you. And thank you all, and keep up the good work, everyone.
The Ruth and Arthur Feder Award.
We are very fortunate to have someone as dedicated as you on our team at SNFL.
She is literally the epitome of NYPL's core values. She's immensely helpful, always curious, and tirelessly resourceful.
Through her day-to-day interactions with patrons at the reference desk, she helps them get the information they need, and as a patron once commented, with her wonderful personality.
From the public-facing side, from the staff-facing side, her programmatic activities and collection responsibilities help connect New Yorkers to life-changing and life-affirming resources available at all libraries.
Claudine is definitely someone who strengthens those around her, and she goes the extra mile to serve and support our library users and our team.
Claudine, I want to thank you for always going the extra mile to deliver impeccable service to your colleagues and patrons. You are always proactive, accountable for your work, and willing to support those around you when needed.
This award is a great honor for a great librarian and also a great person. Congratulations, Claudine.
Not only here at SNFL, but across the library. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Claudine, thank you.
Claudine Maison. Welcome to the stage, Claudine Maison.
Thank you, everyone. Good morning. I'm so honored to be here this morning and grateful to be the recipient of the Ruth and Arthur Feder Award for service to the library. Thank you to the committee for this recognition. I'd also like to congratulate my fellow recipients. Congratulations. I'm especially grateful to a few amazing people whose support has always been unyielding. To my family, thank you. To my supervisor, Time Nicolaides, I thank you for always being an advocate and demonstrating such a stellar work ethic. I'd also like to thank my wonderful colleagues who are here to celebrate with me and via online, and to the entire SNFL family. I thank you and very much appreciate your support. I read somewhere recently, work hard and be kind and amazing things will happen. No such words ever held so much meaning to me than today. This is awesome, thank you.
The Mayor Stern Award.
Leslie has such a caring nature to her, to a point where offering great service is just second nature to her. It's not uncommon for patrons to value Baychester Library as their second home, and I truly believe that's because Leslie is just that personable, and it's what makes the Baychester branch so great.
Leslie loves her community. She lives for her community. She talks for her community, walks for her community. Everything she does is for the community she's in. She gives her all and her heart.
Her dedication, her empathy, her passion, not only towards her work, but towards the staff. And she demonstrates that to the fullest.
She lives and breathes the library core values in all of the work that she does, and is constantly promoting the importance of being helpful, being curious, being resourceful, welcoming, and inclusive.
If she couldn't find the answer, she will always connect you with who can help you. And that's just great because sometimes we are expected to know all the answers, but she definitely was one that I would call her all the time and she will always connect me. And that's just great that you can have that support system.
She always tries to find resources to help her communities and even her peers. She encourages us. She is curious about the job. You know, she's a seasoned manager and she's always willing to learn new things and try new things. So with me as a new manager, sometimes I speak to her and she's like, well, let's try this. Oh, you doing that, Ricky? Great, let me try that as well. So she's one of those people that not only does she's able to help people, but she also likes to include you in the process of everything. So Leslie's very helpful, resourceful, and curious.
Congratulations. This is well-deserved and well overdue. And I just look forward to the next chapter and what else you have to bring forth to NYPL.
Leslie Brown. Welcome to the stage, Leslie Brown.
Okay. Good morning. First, I want to thank God. From day one, He's been there. This is my Academy of moment. Yes. I want to thank the Stern family for such an honor and the library for the recognition. It is rewarding to know that our leadership have recognized us, the Baychester team. As their leader, it has been gratifying, and I am humble. I worked at several branches within the Bronx and Manhattan. It doesn't escape me for one moment that when I first started at the New York Public Library, guess how many years? 35 years ago. I was offered a temp position. Now, mind you, I only said I'm only gonna be here 6 months. 6 months in the Bronx Borough office. That my journey would lead me to this very stage. Yes, this is my Oscar moment. To my family, thank you for your continued support. And by the way, I met my husband at the library 33 years ago. The Kingsbridge Library was my first branch, and that's why I met him at that big window that used to be at the old branch, walking by. Now, if you let him tell the story, he would say I pursued him first. Okay. To my family for your continued support, and if you, okay, I said that. And we have 4 beautiful children and 4 beautiful grandchildren. To my supervisors, Cedric and Kathleen, and all of the past mentors, colleagues, and friends, thank you for inspiring and challenging me. Lastly, to the wonderful and amazing Baychester team, stand up, stand up, stand up. Okay, I said I wasn't gonna do this. Okay. Your commitment and dedication to the Co-op City community has energized me to be a better leader. As Maya Angelou once said, if you know better, you do better. Thank you all.
The Core Values Award.
He embodies all of the library's core values. He embodies selflessness and helpfulness and is very welcoming to everyone. And It showed day in and day out in his many interactions with the community, whether that be inside of the branch or out in outreach. He's always been someone that the community can really depend on.
He just embodies the core values. He is so dedicated. I don't think I've ever met a person who is so hardworking as Peter.
Well, Peter helps everybody, not only the patrons who need computer help, but everybody. I mean, even the children. The children walk up to Peter, Mr. Peter, can you help me? The teens, they will walk up to Mr. Peter, please help me. Everybody.
The patrons of Mariners Harbor still come in looking for him, and it goes to show how much he's helped them, for them to keep coming in and asking for him, because he developed such a personal and professional relationship with the community.
I'm grateful for his leadership, especially during such a trying and out-of-body experience of a time that the pandemic has been. Honestly, with his leadership and his warmth and always checking in, he has shown us to be a wonderful colleague, but also just a wonderful person.
And he would help us all. Anytime you needed help, there was Peter.
He is so caring, he's so giving. He was a fantastic manager because he put everybody's needs, the branch needs, as a priority.
Peter is always someone who embodies the core values of the New York Public Library.
Peter Raimondi. Welcome to the stage, Peter Raimondi.
Oh my. Oh. I'm shy, but I'll do it. But you like me, that's why. But I just wanted to thank first my family, Barbara, Noel, and everyone who gives me support, and the Staten Island Network, Yolanda, Marie, our associate director, and everyone that I worked with. I don't have a speech prepared, so I'm just winging it. But my current branch, I'm at Great Hills now, and I just want to thank them for supporting me already, Anna, the manager, and everybody. But most of all, the team that I left, Mariners Harbor. Without them, whenever I doubted myself, they were always there. I'm not going to lose it. Sidel, Duca, Andrew, Christina, Joanna, Elaine, all of them. Without them, I wouldn't have gotten this. But that's all I have to say. Tony, thank you, everyone. I don't know who else. I'm just nervous. But now I know how you feel. But anyway, thank you. This is for Mariners Harbor. Thank you.
Leadership Award.
I love her.
I'm so glad that Shantae's leadership is being recognized in this moment.
She is without a doubt a leader.
She excels at thinking ahead.
She's a great resource.
She's a force to be reckoned with within NYPL, outside of NYPL in the library community.
Shantae led a Black Caucus of the American Library Association.
I don't think many people in NYPL know about, but Shantae, in part because of the book, her leadership of the Black Caucus, and now being Associate Director of CES, Shantae is talking about all of these things at library conferences all over the country and is widely understood to be a leader in the field.
She makes sure that the library's assets, its resources, and everything we offer for communities is always taken to students, to teachers, to schools.
She excels at bringing people together.
Oh, Shantae's fun.
She's always willing to share a moment of warmth, of laughter.
Shantae's a great dancer.
She's a leader across the library world.
Shantae has been essential to thinking through the present and future of the library's new initiative, the Center for Educators and Schools.
She has great ideas, and she's very committed and passionate about the work.
Well, she's a driving force for change.
She cares deeply about the relationships that she builds.
And there's nothing really else I could say about Shantae, because then it would be like a love letter.
You kind of know that when Shantae is in a meeting or when Shantae is part of a process, that everything's going to be okay.
Congratulations, Shantae.
I'm so proud to call her a colleague, and I'm glad that she's being recognized today.
And I'm so proud of her that she is being acknowledged for the work that she does here at the New York Public Library.
Hats off to Shantae Burns-Simpson.
Shantae Burns-Simpson. Welcome to the stage, Shantae Burns-Simpson.
Okay, I made it up the steps without tripping. Okay. Good morning, beautiful people. I don't know why they have you watch the video before you come up here. Oh. It's truly an honor to accept a leadership award by my colleagues and peers. I stand here on the shoulders of so many leaders and pioneers who have come before me. Sadie Peterson Delaney, Regina Andrews, Augusta Braxton Baker, Jean Blackwell Hudson, Catherine Allen Latimer, Ernestine Rose, and Effie Lee Morris, co-founder of the Black Caucus of the American Library Association, and was the first children's specialist for visually impaired patrons at the New York Public Library. I would love to have their photos in the hallway of this beautiful building to show our patrons and our students this library welcomes you and your ideas. But until that happens, I'll say their names with gratitude for breaking the glass ceiling for me and so many others. I started at NYPL as a page over 25 years ago. Yes, I started at 2. I started at 2. My work ethic was molded here. I have a long list of people who have mentored and supported me throughout the years. So we would be here for a really, really long time if I said everyone's name. But I'm grateful to everyone that I have worked, laughed, and learned alongside throughout the years. Thank you to the Center for Educators in Schools for everything, and I mean everything. You are a wonderful group to work with and help take over the education world. So give yourselves an applause. And awesome sauce to you, Brian Jones. I want to thank my godmother, Iris Holt, for suggesting to my parents for both my brother and I to work at the library. I wish I had something profound to say, thinking that at 16 that I would know that this was my lifelong mission. But honestly, I just heard my mother say, you better keep that job. I'm thankful that it's not a job, but it is my mission. Shout out to my family. It's because of the encouragement and support of my significant other and parents and the unconditional love of my 2 sons that I have been able to devote my time and energy and part of my heart and soul to my work here at NYPL. Has the journey been easy? Absolutely not. None of us are exempt from the uncertainties in life, and I would be lying if I didn't think Ashton Kutcher would jump out and say, "You're being punked." But like nonfiction books, the things that are happening right now, you just cannot make it up. But we are forging ahead. With books being challenged at a rapid pace, and we say there's a place for that title on our shelves, we are forging ahead. With racial injustices happening in our communities, and we say the library welcomes you, this is a safe space, we are forging ahead. When we revisit policies and workplace norms to combat inequities, that's forging ahead. So as we think ahead in this new year, let's think about how we can lead in these efforts. According to Oxford's dictionary, leadership is the action of leading a group. It's not connected to a title, but it is connected to people and their willingness to follow or believe in a vision. That's important. That's a tremendous responsibility. So thank you, New York Public Library, the Black Caucus of the American Library Association, and Trey and Trevor Simpson for holding me responsible. Thank you and continued success to everyone in 2023. Thank you.
The Excellence Award.
They are innately helpful, resourceful, and curious.
It's the first one of its kind.
It's a safe haven.
Offering a place of refuge.
Leveraged all of their skill sets to make sure that every program offered something exciting and new.
They have gone above and beyond to ensure that they are providing every single piece of programmatic excellence.
This is all in no small part to their incredible enthusiasm.
Any opportunity that we offered to staff, the staff at Charleston were taking advantage of.
But the best part of Charleston is that they're not providing the community that resides around the location these wonderful services and programs. They're providing the borough of Staten Island that.
Received it by intra-office mail, which I don't think I ever received intra-office mail in like 8 years. It's just a little card. And it says, "Dear Sarah Beth, thank you so much for making our grand opening so special. Support made all the difference. Wishing you all the best, Jenny and the Charleston crew."
There is just a genuine love of the work that we do.
I think this commitment to the work was really evident.
Your top 5 in circulation, visits, computer usage across the board. And that is no small feat for a branch that has only been open for less than a year.
This is well deserved. Congratulations.
Having a brand new library comes with a great responsibility, and I think they've met that responsibility.
It's that love for libraries, for our library, that I think Charleston displays so well.
Proud of them for winning this well-deserved award.
Just walk in and you immediately feel like, I'm home. I'm home in this library.
They are an amazing team, and I'm happy they're being recognized for being so amazing.
The Charleston Branch. Welcome to the stage, the Charleston Branch.
Thank you. They all told me I was gonna cry, and I said, no, you guys are gonna cry, not me, so. Good morning. My name is Jenny Giordano, and I'm the manager of the Charleston Library. On behalf of myself and the Charleston team, I'd like to thank our senior leaders for this beautiful honor. I'd especially like to thank our Associate Director, Marie Coughlin, for her unwavering support and encouragement. Also our Director of Staten Island, Yolanda Gleason. Thank you. There are many places and experiences in this world which have the ability to shape a person's life, but few which have the ability to define us. And this year, first year, at the Charleston Library was a defining moment for myself and my team. I know this because when I walk into work each day, I am overwhelmed with the joy and anticipation emanating from my team and our community. This contagious enthusiasm is how I know we are on the right track. My wonderful team and I have repeatedly referred to Charleston as the field of dreams. If we build it, our community will come. And I'm so proud to say we built it and they came. We truly appreciate this recognition for our hard work this year, and we are so excited to continue to serve Staten Island. Thank you.
The Mission Award.
This summer's Books in the Home initiative really allowed our branches to meaningfully connect with our communities by contributing to our patrons' home libraries. There's so many patrons that we see on a regular basis that come and check out materials, but it was just so inspiring to see the joy on so many of our children's and even our adults' faces when we gave them something or a small piece of the library that they could take home with them. We know that children and even adults that read have greater levels of success in life.
Having those books for the public was heartwarming. It was everything that the library does. Yes, our branch was overflowing in books.
This initiative was especially a great way for us to reconnect with the St. George community. After we were closed for 4 months and we reopened this summer, the giveaway really helped us to reinforce a positive rapport with our local residents.
And more books and boxes and boxes and boxes of books.
Also, working with communities of color, it was really powerful to see the reactions of people who were surprised to discover that we had so many books written by BIPOC authors.
Were we running out of space? Yes, we were.
Your work to bring kids, teens, and adults all over New York with books in their homes is the type of work that inspires a lifelong love of reading.
So when we were tripping over books in our workroom, and the staff was complaining about how many boxes were coming.
All of the different pieces that had to come together, always thinking about the families, the kids, the patrons all over our system who would be receiving these materials.
Did we have to take the inventory of the books? Yes, we did. Was it a pain in the butt? Yes, it was. But was it worth it? It was.
With regards to single-handedly placing orders with vendors to get us to 500,000 books. I mean, that has never been done in the history of New York Public Library. So I would like to honor and say thank you to the key folks, Marie Coughlin, Melissa Davis, Sal Magadino, Cindy Martinez, Adriana, and Michael Santangelo, as well as Anita, in making this a very successful initiative.
Congratulations, everybody, on a well-deserved award, and thank you so much for all of your efforts. All the kids in our neighborhood really appreciate it.
Books in the Home team. Welcome to the stage, Books in the Home team.
Good morning, everybody. I'm going to be the speaker. I guess I drew the short straw today, so hopefully you guys don't mind. Just amazing effort. But before we go forward, I just want to make sure everybody knows who the team is. Adriana from Outreach Services, right? We got Marie Coglan, who couldn't make it, the AD from Staten Island. Anita from AD of Outreach and Adult Services. Cindy, Creative Services. And Michael from Book Ops. You know, when we think about it, and Melissa, where's Melissa Davis? I'm sorry. And Melissa, my colleagues and I want to thank the library for this amazing recognition for all the work we've done. You know, we received the award for Books in a Home. And when you think about it, it was 500,000 books that we moved, 500,000 books into homes. You know, we did it through the help of branches. We also had some additional help. Giselle partnered us up with our Kids Read program. We delivered 35,000 books to special places, public housing complexes, community outreach centers, and schools. When you think about it, can you imagine the potential we unleashed when these kids could have libraries in their own home? It was just really, really amazing process. And for that, I want to thank all the librarians and staff who helped us do this. And also, we have to thank Tony and Brian and the Chiefs for getting the funding for doing this. 500,000 books. It's the biggest in NYPL history, and I think probably in the city that we live in. It takes a village, and so it really does. All these people played an amazing, amazing role in all of this. You know, when I think about over this past year, you know, these people were not only responsible for this program, but we had more special programs in 2022 than we did in the history of the library. You know, I'm fortunate at Book Ops Logistics, we get to touch and play with all of these special projects. But when you think about it, we go from the Spider-Man cards to what we just did, 5,000 kits for asylum seekers and informational packages that we gave out. So when you think about none of these exciting and really, really important projects could be done without this amazing staff. So I want to thank them and thank them for letting us be part of it. And I want to thank the library for acknowledging the great work that we do. Thank you, guys.
Patience and Fortitude Award.
Jose displays patience and courage every night he goes out to service NYPL branches in the Bronx. He consistently brings the best possible service to his assigned locations. I've never seen Jose in a bad mood. He always greets you with a smile.
Jose has been with the library for over 14 years. He's one of the most dedicated drivers that we have. Jose understands the importance of his work.
Over the 12 years that I have worked with Mr. Chavez, and I often refrain from using the words never and always, but in my 12 years, I have never once heard Mr. Chavez complain.
His most recent encounter with the violent mob during the July 4th weekend is probably the scariest encounter Jose has faced.
On July 4th, while doing his regular route up in the Bronx, his truck was stopped and surrounded by a violent mob. They were shaking the truck, trying to break the locks off the truck. Matter of fact, somebody shot a pellet gun at his windshield.
He had no alternative in terms of backing down the street from which he drove, nor could he go through the intersection, at which point he basically had to stay there. If any of us were placed in that situation, I'm not quite sure what the reaction would be, but he chose to apply the emergency brake in the event that in a possible slip or an error, he wouldn't cause any harm to anybody.
When there was a little lull in the action, he opened his window and he found a senior member of this violent group. They let them know that he was carrying books for the children of the Bronx. He worked for the library, and that he was going to resist if they tried to take the truck or the books. After 10 minutes of this ordeal, the crowd finally opened up a little bit and let Jose drive his truck through. After driving the truck through, he decided that he was going to continue on his route to make sure that every patron, every child had the book, and he serviced every branch he was posted on the Bronx.
He had the presence of mind to not only take care of his vehicle himself, he also took care of his colleague, who was a brand new driver in training. Jose made sure they both returned safely that night.
Oh, I would like to congratulate Mr. Chavez for an incredible achievement, not only in the day-to-day work, but also in being recognized by the library for his patience and fortitude, and for also showing each of us that our identity and our happiness is not really about what you do, but it's really who you are.
We're fortunate to have him. So thank you, Mr. Chavez.
Jose Chavez. Welcome to the stage, Jose Chavez.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome. This is a great event. Thank you very much for having me here. And I want to thank to all my supervisors or book clubs, Salvatore Margadino, Javier Velez, Richard Camp, Stanley Timmer, and also, it's a good friend here. They was one of my old bosses, Daniel Lensman, a good friend, the time that he shared with us on those days. Some years ago now, I have a different position here. New York Public Library really is a great place to work. Profession and devotion is just a given. When you have both, it's great. And the feedback that you get for what you give is more grateful. And everyone here represents different departments. But each department becomes one. And that's what it makes New York Public Library great as it is. One of the feedback that I could share is on many of those experiences. Day and night, fleet moves over New York City on different boroughs. And that feedback is you always find somebody that approach you day or night, and give an appreciation. One day, a lady approached me in the middle of the night, and she said, I was always wondering how I get my books. For a moment, I thought it was magic, because every time I come in the morning, I had them. And I looked at her and said, we are the ones that do this job 24/7 for your community. And she said, thank you very much, because I never have an idea how a New York Public Library really works. And thank you because you, the library, empower and give us the knowledge to grow. And that's one of the feedback that I want to share with you this morning, because every one of you here are part of that team. And the fleet that book clubs have, as Mr. Salvatore said, it moves thousands of books, day and night. And the challenge that we confront every day are different, are not the same. It's not just go, sit, and drive the truck. No, there are different challenges that the team that I mentioned and that are my supervisor is a great team. New York Public Library really feels proud of have a fleet that move and contribute to be this great New York Public Library. And also, every one of you might have different kinds of experiences that you have from patrons, children, depending on where or you really work. My experiences are great because good and bad, I always take it as one, and that's what my supervisors always have taught me, because the challenge that they have is the same challenge that we have, and that makes us one team. And when you move as a team, everything becomes more easy. And New York Public Library has passed all these years for many challenges. Some are gone, some are still here. We had so many lamentations and sorrows, but we are still standing here. And no matter what happens in the future, I'm sure that the New York Public Library will continue giving the services to the patrons and communities and all those children that I have experienced with them also when they have shared their feelings, where that made me feel really proud of being part of this great community, of this great family. And I might not know everybody here, but I know that all are part of the same family. And we, as a part of this fleet, night and day drivers, make us work the way we work, no matter what kind of weather condition is outside, but make us feel good that somebody outside feel proud or be part of New York Public Library also, because New York Public Library always will give that kind of services to continue empowering the wisdom and knowledge to all of them. And that's the reason I am proud of being part of this thing. Thank you very much. God bless everyone here. Everybody have a great day. Thank you.
Patience and Fortitude Award.
Cephas, congratulations on this prestigious award. We appreciate all your hard work and dedication to the New York Public Library family, as this award proves your efforts have not gone unnoticed.
Cephas, Patience and Fortitude Award. I mean, it's a little on the nose for Cephas because he exudes patience and fortitude all the time. Throughout our years at Manhattan, our 3-year move to SASB during the renovation, and SFL's eventual opening after the pandemic, Cephas was there. He was a calm, a reassuring presence. And I mentioned all those years at Manhattan, you gain institutional knowledge. You get to know your communities when you're at a location that long. It's something we all do. We observe, we engage, all in an effort to make our communities a better place. And Cephas's dedication to his job allowed us all to do our jobs better.
I've worked closely with Emerald for the past 3 years, and those words definitely describe Emerald as a person, leader, and safety professional. He is a patient leader with his staff and courageous when emergencies arise. Last year, he apprehended a violent man who was wanted for attacking Asian Americans. He is also known for responding courageously and professionally to many calls for service during library working hours. I am often approached by library stakeholders who express relief that Emerald is working and available to solve problems.
And our community's benefiting. So Cephas is truly a community's asset. On behalf of all of SNFL, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Emerald is a role model for our emerging new leaders here at SASB Security, and I feel fortunate to work with him every day.
You're the best. Congrats.
El Morel Cephas. Welcome to the stage, El Morel Cephas.
Thank you. Good morning. I'm not a speaker at all, but I appreciate the acknowledgement. I'm trying my best not to lose it. I can't do what I do every day without my team of good guards that the library has hired, and the supervisors that supervise me and teach me things that I don't necessarily know, or things that I may have problems with. I always go to them, and they let me know, they lead me in the right path. This is all due to me caring. I care a lot about my department. I care a lot about the library. I've been here 23 years next month. I guess I still got a ways to go. Thank you. Nothing else I can say.
Here we are at the end of our staff awards. Let's give a big round of applause to all of our winners, our nominees, and all of you. A couple bits of business before I want to hand it off to Iris Weinshaw for final comments today. Those of you who are in the room, we have a lovely selection of YA books for you. Please take as many as you can carry on your way out. Feel free to give them to your patrons. That's terrific. And a shout out to the Castle Hill team, who sent me a lovely picture of the entire team congratulating Leslie Brown. You are the proud winners of a pizza party for your team. So on behalf of the entire organization, thank you so much. I'd like to welcome to the stage Iris Weinshaw, our Chief Operating Officer and Treasurer.
Good morning. So, since today is about acknowledging exceptional people in their work, we and I in this organization would be remiss not to mention one person in particular. Sorry, Tony, it's not you. 2 years ago, we didn't know when we would be together again, like this, in person. And it's because of the work led by one individual, Terry Neal, our Vice President of Human Resources, that we are all here and can celebrate each other and in this moment. Throughout the pandemic, Terry became an expert in areas that were relatively unknown, unprecedented, and changing by every moment. I knew that if I called or emailed Terry anytime, and I think Terry can attest to the fact that we spoke at all hours of the day and night, he could answer me immediately and already be on top of the issue that I presented. Not only did our organization survive, but we also thrived under Terry's leadership. In addition to all the COVID planning and response, Terry took our DEIA efforts to the next level, as he did for mental health awareness and investing in our staff. He's widely respected by all those that work with him, and he is beloved by his HR team. In fact, when we asked the HR team about Terry as a leader, they said the following, and I quote, "Terry holds us to a standard that enhances us all as professionals. His work brings value to every employee, and he treats everyone, no matter the title, with the utmost respect," unquote. They also said the words that best describe Terry. He's a professional, a straight shooter, reliable, resourceful, supportive, tough but fair, down to earth, and this is the one that I found amazing, cranky. As one team member said, everyone needs a Terry in their life. And I could say, as a professional, I need a Terry in my life. And I really could not agree more with that analysis. So Terry, I want you to come up here. You don't want to come up here, I know. Come on. So Terry, on behalf of this great organization, I would just like to say thank you. Thank you for all you did over the last 3 years to get us through this place in history. Thank you, Terry Neal. And Terry is not allowed to speak, so that's...
Thanks again to everybody. Have a fantastic day.